Alright, so for this KETTAMA type stuff, we're between 140 and 150 BPM, maybe between like 130 and 150. So we're at 143 here, and the first thing we're going to need is some chords. So yeah, all throughout the track, you're going to have these chords. We have this. So what it is we're in D sharp minor. So I've got root, third, fourth, sixth, and then a ninth. So this is just a D sharp minor 9. It's the same chord that's being played on this pad here. And you can get this template at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go check that out. Well, we've got, this one's playing like a rhythm. And then this one's just playing a chord. But they're the same chord, and it kind of just creates this big, kind of like ethereal wash. So for the patch on this one, what's happening is I've got analog. I like analog for these because the filter is so... Like you can hear it. It just sounds so nice and juicy. We've got, 2 saw waves, low pass with a nice envelope on it, amp envelope like that. A ton of unison. I got the voices all the way up. Chorus, delay, reverb, auto pan to make it kind of bounce off the kick as if it's being sidechain. And then a high pass. And then on this one, what we're doing is, it's analog. I've got 2 square waves. They're detuned. Low pass filter, LFO is moving it, no envelope, and a bit of key tracking. Plus the automation. You'll notice the automation is the same on both of these pretty much. And then what we got going on, amp envelope like that. Bunch of unison, slow LFO on the filter. Chorus, delay, reverb, auto pan sidechain, high pass, and you're golden. The other thing with these is I pan them a bit too. So it's kind of like spreads them a little, and it helps the overall width of the track. So then we got our kick and bass. This is our kick, just a nice fat lo-fi 909 techno type of kick. That's what it sounds like dry. And then the bass line. So it's doing this dun dun every time, and then it's just changing the note. Again, we're in D sharp minor. So it's like root note, third, seventh, sixth. Or excuse me, fifth, seventh. For the actual bass sound, we're using wavetable. I've got this amber wavetable and then this saw wave. You can see the amber, it's not quite as loud, but without it. See, it adds a lot of fatness to the bass. We got a low pass filter with a nice envelope on it. I've also got that same envelope on the wavetable position on the first oscillator. And then I just have this auto pan to make it bounce off the kick. And then on the group, we just have a little bit of saturator. Here's without it. With it. So you can see it's still really fat without it. It's not really trying to like fix anything. All it's doing is it's gluing these a little bit more. And then I just like to put the dry wet down to maybe like 35% like that. And there we go. Then we have our drums. So what we're doing here, I'll turn off the group processing on that. So it starts really simple. We just got a nice 909 hat. You see I made it a bit shorter, and I also pitched it down so it grooves really well with the bass and kick. And you can even make it like shorter. Right, and just dial that groove in, but this is what worked really well in this track. And then I have a house loop, which we're just high passing, and we're kind of getting some life and some atmosphere. And it kind of adds to that main hi-hat. And then we have some break beats. And with these, we're mainly doing auto pan to make it like sidechain. And then a high pass filter. And then we got our amen. see I chopped these a bit to fit each other, and then we got one more break. And then you put it all together. And you get this really fat, kind of raging sort of drum section. Right? And then we got a bit of saturator on this group as well. Same story. This one is making it a bit fatter, but it's really just gluing everything, kind of helping to turn it into one thing without destroying it. Then we have our little vocal stab. Right, so you can hear how that fits in there. What's happening here is it's that really repetitive rhythm, like with the bass line, and then just changing the note. You'll notice it bounces off of the bass, though. Like you see, this is kind of helping to create a lot more groove and rhythm in the track. What it is it's this little vocal stab. I warped it and stretched it a lot, and then I also just kind of took off the transient there, you can see. A little bit of release. And then we just have some delay, reverb, and an auto pan to make it bounce off the kick sidechain style. Then we have these little background leads. You'll notice these are panned a little bit. It really helps to kind of like keep everything where it's meant to be. And it makes it feel more like call and response because they're really talking to each other this way. So, for this first one, the notes here you can see are really simple. If we're in D sharp minor, we're playing with 4th, 3rd, 9th, and then a root down here. It's really only a few notes, but it just creates these little kind of like melodic things at the end of every 2 bars. This is this wavetable patch. I'm using the sub oscillator, transformations, and then another transformation. So you can see they're both panned. And then we have, the filter like this. I've got a few things moving around in here with LFOs, you can see. Yeah, just trying to bring it to life and make it a bit more exciting. I think wavetable is really cool because with this modulation matrix, you can end up putting stuff in places you wouldn't think to. You know, I wouldn't always put an LFO on the pan. But when you do, it sounds really cool. We got a unison where you can see I turned the voices down all the way so you barely hear that unison. But it just gives it the chorusy sort of feel. We have a lot of reverb. And then just auto pan to make it bounce off the kick, high pass. And then for the last one, this one's a little more complicated. Right? So like here we would be like 6th or 5th, 6th, root. Now for the actual sound on this one, it's made with wavetable. It's a pretty basic patch. It's basically a super saw where you can see I've got the shimmer unison voices all the way up. That also helps make it different from the other one because one's very unison and then one's clearly not, right? Then we just have a bit of reverb, a bit of auto pan to make it bounce off the kick, and then a high pass filter. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Definitely grab this template at the top of the description on my website. Don't miss while it's still available. Thanks for the support, guys. Every little bit helps so I can keep bringing you guys new videos every single day. I'll see you tomorrow with another video.